Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whichever. Whatever area of your chart you're wanting to look at. And of course, if you're not familiar with your chart, there is a link in the description down below to go get yourself a free birth chart. Now, being a general reading rules apply, obviously. You're familiar with them from YouTube. You know, timing's not absolute. Someone else appears in your reading, I can end up talking about them thinking it's you or vice versa because the cards don't come with name tags. Now, where my readings are different is this isn't a take what resonates reading. It is either all for you or it is not for you at all. The way you can know is that there is a past and a present in this spread. So if the past and the present don't fit, don't try and make it fit. If what I'm saying makes you go, that's not me, then fine, it's not you. Go and watch your rising sign. Go and watch your moon sign. In fact, always go and watch your rising sign. That's always a good idea. Now, there's also a link in the description down below for the Facebook page for this channel. Obviously, I post these videos. But I also post the astrology videos that I watch, certainly the forecast stroke weather report videos anyway, that I follow quite intently. Maybe not so much, I don't tend to post the really in-depth, you know, like annual perfections or what have you. But also I do post on occasion other readers, certainly other readers when I think they're making some really, really interesting and valid points. So although they may be sign specific, when I repost them, it's not always sign specific. Yeah, that's it for my housekeeping. So let's bring the cards up. Can't you tell I've been practicing on getting that housekeeping bit down? Normally I can waffle for about 4 minutes. So now I've got to show you this, Gemini. I'm going to be incredibly stereotypical. You're having a new beginning. There is no doubt you are having a new beginning, and you're well aware that you're having a new beginning. In your current feelings, we have the Fool, the Ace of Cups and the Tower. You are shedding past environments, past restrictions. You are shedding something like a snake sheds its skin to say, nope, this is the new me, new direction, new plan, new project, new philosophy, whatever. I mean, I know I'm being stereotypical tarot reader, but Fool, Ace of Cups, backed with the Tower, and I'm feeling really quite positive about the Tower. It's almost like you're getting out of a heavy, mucky coat and going, thank God I'm out of that. And in your current situation, we have the Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. Knight of Cups, so a message of love maybe, or certainly a new dream to go forward. Certainly something that you're wanting to cultivate. This is what I'm really getting from that bouquet of roses in his hand, although I can't actually see the cup there. Oh yeah, there it is. I do wonder if your new dream or your new plan is going to be as well received as you would like. There's a letter at the bottom of this card, and it could be a letter that whispers sweet nothings, or it could be a Dear John letter, you know, so we'll see. But change is coming anyway with this horse racing towards you in the background, and the Fool card. You know, so out of the 3 decks, we've got 2 of the 3 Fools, and I wonder if the other one will no doubt turn up, because they always tend to travel in 3s. So, new beginning. Ooh, did I say ask a question? Take a moment. You probably already know what this reading is about. Take a moment. Think about the questions that are around you. Choose one of them. You've heard me blurb on other videos. Now, this new beginning is something that you are inclined to work towards, and it's something that I believe that you have been working towards. It's something that you have been trying to cultivate, and you're finally getting into an area where you are being met by your peers, but you are having to be put in the position where you are defending what you are doing, or almost justifying what you are doing, and you are being maneuvered into that position because it's only right. Now, that might sound weird, so I've got to try and pick my words carefully. It is only right that you defend what you're doing. One, because it's what you're doing, and therefore why not defend it? But more importantly, I believe that in the act of you defending what you are doing, you are creating inspiration in others. So I'm not saying that you are defending it against severe criticism, or you are defending it against someone trying to upset your plans, like I was in fact with Taurus. But for you, it's more, you're defending it simply because it's a bit new, it's a bit different, it's not the normal way you would do things. And that could mean not the normal way one would do things, as in general, people in general, or it's not the normal way that you would normally do things. And so that causes a few raised eyebrows in and of itself, where people are going, you're doing what? That doesn't sound like you. You know, who are you and what have you done with my friend? Are you a pod person all of a sudden? And no, you're not a pod person all of a sudden. It's just that you have after putting the work in, you have gained recognition on something, and you have gained recognition on something that for a while you was in mental conflict about. It's like a should I, shouldn't I, or hang on a minute, the world works this way, but it really should work that way. And so I'm going to do what I can to make it work that way, because this way's pants. It's not achieving what anybody is wanting it to achieve. Because there is, now let me remember what Botis was saying, because there was a really interesting point in his description. He gives courage to make difficult choices, and even though the right ones may seem harsh in the short term, they lead to peace and reconciliation in the end. So it's almost like this new path of yours has involved you exhibiting a little bit of tough love on your part. Now that is either you are leading by example, or that you are refusing to play somebody else's game. You're going to play your game, and you're going to encourage them to come and join you, but you're not playing theirs anymore. Because it's not like there hasn't been a battle recently as to how to move forward, as to you were stymied in, or prevented, I'm using that word a lot today, stymied, you were stymied in making everything as fair as what you want, because you were called to see strength card twice with the King of Cups. Now what I'm getting from this is, it's almost like it's the King of Cups going, right, I need to go this way. And this King of Cups with the two strength cards really is embodying that. All right, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it, and I don't like it, but this shows the path forward. Because there had been difficulty, and there had been some element of fortune after difficulty, but it seemed to start off with that when things started changing and they started going right, that caused you stress. That's really interesting. It's almost like you couldn't easily handle the things going so well, but to maintain that good trajectory, you may have had to do some things or take some actions or get involved in some situations that you really didn't want to. Now, I'm not saying that I talked to Taurus about the angel and the devil on each shoulder. And where I'm saying a situation that you didn't want to get involved in, it's nothing like that. The angel and the devil on your shoulders have got nothing to do. It's not that I don't want to do it because it's wrong, or I don't want to do it because it's icky, or I don't want to do it because that's not who I am. It's just, you want me to do what? We've got to do what? Okay. Because the obvious path was something that you wouldn't necessarily have thought you would. Say years ago, you wouldn't have necessarily have thought you would end up doing this particular thing. And I'm not saying that you find it morally questionable. The morals seem irrelevant at this point. It's that you just didn't want to do it because you didn't see it as part of your repertoire. It wasn't an arrow in your quiver, so to speak. It was a whole new way of thinking, which twisted your brain a little. You're just like, hang on a minute, I've got to view it how? And that's not comfortable because I don't look at things that way. But the world was calling you to look at things that way in order to be fair. And it was slowing your progress so that you had the time to explore that worldview. And I think that there may be choices that you are making now that initially you think, oh, that's harsh. But I would go with it anyway because it will come back around. Remember, peace and reconciliation at the end. And I think you would hopefully be well aware we've got Fleeting Beauty from the Foxfire Oracle. And this is a card that talks about just seeing the beauty in things. I mean, just let's take 2020, for example. I was talking with some friends the other night, and how lucky we are to be living through such a period of change. You know, how lucky we are to be living through 2020. I mean, let's face it, the way that how lucky we are to be living through 2020 and getting through the end of it. But that aside, this is a phenomenal time with a lot of great potential. I mean, it could also go horribly wrong, and it probably will, because hey, 2020. But that doesn't have to reflect down on a personal level, and you have already set foot on a goal that you are trying to nurture. Now it is once you nurture this new path, you will see where your wish fulfillment is on this new path. Because I still do feel that there is an element of, what am I doing here? Why am I here? And there is still an element of trying to get rid of old stuff that you're well aware of, but you're so close. You're so very nearly there. There's two influences that are around you. One that is saying, yes, go for it. This is, this is something that's really good for you. And another who is feeling very lost and abandoned by your actions. But I will say that one who's feeling lost and abandoned by your actions is not something you can take on board. It almost feels narcissistic to me. Let me pull some more cards to clarify this, because it almost feels like it's someone sat there going, but what about me? what about me? And it's like, it's not about them. But they could get off their backside, stand up and join you and enjoy it. And you can give them that choice, but you're not going to go and sit in misery with them. Well, if you are going to go and sit in misery with them, then you're a fool. But you need to go and do your thing and invite them to come along. And if they want to come along, they will. And you can show by example, by you appreciating the beauty of the moment that you are in and the beauty of the opportunity that you are in. Then again, you may want to just cut the Moaning Mini out entirely. Knight and Queen of Swords. But you have the opportunity of going, yeah, it's hard work. 8 of coins, 8 of coins. It's hard work at the minute, but it's worth it. It's worth it even if it leads to nothing, because the effort, it's one of those, you know, the journey is more important than the destination type things. However, that does not mean that the destination isn't important on this one. We're entering into the time of the 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, maybe you will be kicking them into touch and saying, for God's sake, if you're going to sit there and moan, I'm going this way. You stand up and you follow me, or you stay there and you sit there and moan and you feel sorry for yourself and you just carry on. And I'll be happier in a week's time and you will still be just as miserable as you are now. But the duty to protect and build, because we've got Heracles working in your favour here as protector, but you also got to remember about the bold adventures and the labours of Heracles. Sorry, get my teeth in. Now, adventures are adventures. You choose to go on adventures. The labours are another matter. He was forced to go on the labours. There was no real other choice. And there is an element here of no real other choice. Ooh, I might call the reading that. That's cheerful, eh? So let me see, 16 minutes. Right, so hopefully I'll remember that. But there's no real other choice with what you're doing at the moment. You've got to leave them sat being miserable if they're going to sit being miserable. You've got to move on to a better place once you recognise that there is a form of wish fulfillment in that which you are nurturing, but you are balancing because you are in that role of protector yourself. You are protecting you. You are protecting your new plan, your new direction. And I think you may well be helping to protect others that are around you, but I can't recall which card here it was that told me this. But I think there is a certain issue that you're going to be putting to rest. Now, whether that's leaving Moaning Mini sat in their own room moaning, or showing Moaning Mini that they can stand up and do things, you know, and they can, and not even join you because you're working on your own, but you can lead by example and say, like, now you've seen me doing this, you do your thing. Now I'll be there when you need me, but in the meantime, I'm doing this. But there is, I think the world is blessing you in your efforts here. And it's certainly blessing you in the terms of putting old stuff to rest. So this self-induced tower that you have been putting yourself through, and that makes it sound a lot more negative than what it actually is. It's nowhere near as negative as that. It is you shedding things, you getting rid of things, you shaking things down to their foundations to get rid of the crap. And this is totally instigated by you. But there will be guidance on offer. 4 of Cups going to the Star. There's guidance on offer that you have to... Oh, look, and there's the other Fool. So this new beginning of yours that is going on. I told you the other one would turn up, didn't I? This new beginning of yours is... It's still in process. So that also means it needs to be carefully tended with this Queen of Pentacles here. But I think you are nurturing this new beginning of yours. And there is emotional resolution, as long as you keep sticking to that guidance when it comes in. There is an emotional resolution where, yeah, I think you're feeling that you're being a bit harsh through your choices now, but 2, 3, 4 months down the line, you'll be going, you know, I really did the right thing. I understand why I did it and why it was the right thing, and it went to the right result. But all of that, all of that has to be based on your awareness of the beauty of the moment that you are in. You are getting to rewrite quite a lot about your life right now. And yeah, it might be from a point of historic poverty. We've got the 5 of Pentacles here in the past, where it's almost like you've been, I see, you were prevented in the past from chasing after your dreams. And as much as you were trying to exert your own power in to bring these dreams about, the world just didn't quite turn in your favour. It was more... It was more of a balancing act than what you required, but it gave you the skills then to do what you're doing right now, which is something I'm sure I've already said. Now, let's look in a potential future. Oh, what I haven't covered. Full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. And so here, it looks like I'm showing how to do that win-win. A little bit of tough love now, but a little bit of tough love while acknowledging the beauty of a situation. And I almost feel like where you were prevented by some form of poverty and other hassle and the world not going your way in the past, you are getting the opportunity to heal that right now. We've got the Soul Fragments card, card number 33. Balance will be destroyed. Now, actually, 3 cards came out. Got that. And I didn't want to put the other 2 back in the deck. So, Soul Fragments, balance will be restored. Awakened Spirit, desire to change, and that's already, you know, that's a narrative that is going on here. And spiritual evolution, set your heart free. Now, didn't I say somewhere about freeing yourself from chains? Actually, no, that was the last reading, I think. But you really are having the option of rewriting your entire life right now. And that's a good thing. Now, you have to be strategic and accept that your progress will be slower if you are to avoid further conflict. Okay, so as much as you want to race ahead, you can only go as fast as the world will take you. Now, there was a couple of 8 of Wands in here, but one was mainly in the past, which is still effects that you are assimilating. Let's put it that way. Where was it? Here. Yeah, so it's quite a way in the past. You can only go as fast as the world is changing around you. But I do feel that you are... you have room to move to catch up to where the world is. And then as the world is changing, so your dream has to remain fairly dynamic. You know, it's like, okay, this is what this was my vision for the future when I went to bed last night. Now it's a new day. Let's just check what's going on in the world to make sure that my vision is still relevant. Oh no, look, that's changed. So I'm just going to have to tweak my dream slightly to deal with that. That's going to be an ongoing process. But then, hey, that's not news. Any businessman will tell you that. But by being strategic, by avoiding conflict, by Being strategic to reach towards your goal and having your goal always be visible, even though what you are doing right now may not always be visible. Keep your goal visible to others, and to yourself for that matter, but keep your goal visible to others, and you will, although progress will be slow for a little while, it will keep you, well, on the straight and narrow, and keep you going for a comfortable element of contentment. But I always worry with the word contentment because it can sound very, very static, but this isn't. This is a dynamic process. Your thinking is certainly moving faster than the events and the situations, but your plans keep changing slowly as the world is changing, because your plans keep getting better as the world is changing. So I do feel that here there may be obstacles that come up. Well, there may be things that come up that appear like they are obstacles to start off with, and they're actually not. So it's not that you are being prevented proceeding in that direction. It's that you are being guided, with that Four of Cups here, to move in a slightly different direction. But you will be able to manifest the end results of this new beginning. It's something that you can make a commitment to. It's something that you will celebrate. It's something where you will be pleased of the harvest, both in the material world and of your own inner light. And it will be mainly of your efforts. Because yes, the world is changing fast, but not half as fast as what you think it is. It's your plans that need to change fast. And it's your... you have got the driving force. You may be worried that friends and allies might not be able to keep up with you. But like I say, you've got to keep your end goal visible. Because we have Hermes as the archontic god force standing against you. Double check all the information and double check your communications. You know, make sure you ask for, now what was they called on emails years ago when email first came out? Return receipts, things like that. Make sure that, always confirm that your communications have been received and understood. That's everything that I see here. This is really, really positive for you, Gemini. So if this actually means anything to you, and if you've got to this point of the video, I assume it does, if it means anything to you, comment down below. Obviously a like, share and a subscribe will not go amiss, so thank you very much for all those who have already. And now go and watch your rising sign or your moon sign, and also keep your eye open for the Chinese zodiac when they come out. Cheers.